Morning everyone, welcome to another video. This is going to be this is my first day shifts doing on the job, and it is currently 5:15 in the morning, which is why I'm keeping my voice down. And we have 2 day shifts. So I thought I'd bring you along, 'cause it's the first time I'm really going to be able to video on site, and where you'll be able to see. I tried to do some during the night, but it's just too dark. Oi, no, too early. Too early. So I'll bring you along for the ride, and we'll go through some stuff. There's a couple of videos I thought about doing, and I'll put one of them in here. Too early. So my question for this video is, in the comments below, can you name 3 types of PPE a security officer would normally have on them? You'll probably see 2 of them right now, and then I'll give 3 later in the video. Okay, so we've been at site about an hour now. The caretaker's just turned up. I've just spoken to him about what's going to be happening over the next 2 day shifts. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through what I actually carry on board at the moment. Now, I haven't got everything. I'm only just starting, so I'll kind of learn as I go what I need. So I'll take you through what currently I have on board, including the dog. And then also what I want to do is just maybe do a little bit of training. And I mean, I can't get the dog out because there's obviously people around, but there's certain little bits of training that you can do that not necessarily you need to pass your NASDO to become a dog handler, but something that's quite handy to have and makes you look a little bit more professional. So we'll do that today. But as for now, I'm just going to have some breakfast. I've got my packed lunch, which consists of banana, an orange, a couple of Cokes, some crisps, cream cheese and smoked salmon bagel, Jeff Cake's Baby Bell, a fruity bar, there's some Capri Suns. So time for some breakfast, and then I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Good. Speak. Watch him. Good. Watch him. Come here. Okay, so we're exactly 5 hours into the shift now, and it's been pretty quiet. We've done some patrols, we've done everything that we need to. The caretaker and that, he's doing his duties. I spoke to him, he's nice, seems to be a nice guy. So what do I have with me at the moment? So obviously we're going to be here for a long time. I've taken you through my packed lunch, so I've got plenty of food, plenty of water. For the dog, I've got lots of water. I've got a spare meal. Now, you won't feed your dog whilst you're working him, but if it was a case where someone was running late or we broke down on the way home, I've got a spare meal for him so that he will be able to eat as well. I've got some treats in there for him. I've got my phone, very important, because that is your only contact to the police or the outside world. I have headphones, so when I go and do a patrol, I've got headphones in. Saves messing around at trying to hold a dog, a phone, whilst trying to talk to someone else as well. Gloves, handy this time of year. Snood hat, also very handy. Got my lead, obviously for the dog. I also have a harness for the dog that I use every now and then, depends on what the situation is. I like to walk him on the harness because it's a little bit less stressful on his neck and sort of the throat area. Sometimes he can be a little bit pulley when he smells something, and you can hear him kind of not choking himself, but you can hear it's on there. So sometimes if I know it's going to be a bit quiet, I'll walk him on the harness. got a spare pair of trainers just to drive to and fro. I also have this bag, which is the dog's bag, which has a spare lead just in case that one snaps or I lose it. Hopefully he's not going to kick off. In his bag we've got a couple of balls, got his rope, a chucker, and then what I would normally use for article search items, just in case we get a chance to do a little bit of that when it's a bit quiet. He's currently staring at me because I think he thinks we're doing something. Also have a bite bar, again just in case we get 10-15 minutes just to do a bit of training, just a little bit of tug work. Security coat, big puffy security coat, obviously again this time of year just to keep you warm. Talking of keeping warm, I have a blanket. Now not so much today in the day shift, but definitely overnight this is coming very handy just to try and keep me a little bit warmer. And then my bag. So what do I keep in here for myself? Now I've got an iPad for passing some time. I've got a spare woolly hat. I have mittens, spare pair of socks, a third pair of socks just in case it's extra wet, waterproof trousers, spare pair of gloves. These ones have got some holes in them where I was using them with the Velcro. I've got some more on order that are turning up today actually. Spare t-shirt, toilet roll, well because you know, yeah, self-explanatory. Is this the right pocket? It is, the right end. Also have a charged up charger, so I can plug my phone into that and charge it. And then I also have a host of cables for GoPro, phone. This one's for my torch, one of these is from body cam. There's a clue in that if for today's SIA question, if you're wondering. Poo bags, obviously clean up after the dog. Is slip chain. So not only has he got his flat collar on, I've also got his harness, and if all else fails I also have this as a backup collar. Obviously it can work as a slip chain, but also if I needed to he could wear that and I could just hook on and it would turn, not a flat collar, but obviously it wouldn't have the slip in it. And then because obviously the time, I've got hand sanitizer, I've got mask, ID, also have some black bin liners, so these obviously just to forward my rubbish and the dog's mess. And I think that's pretty much it. Obviously I've got the dog, the cage, I'll show you some of that. First aid kit, I've got a first aid kit in the boot, obviously for if I cut myself or even if the dog hurts himself, there's some first aid stuff, some bandages, plasters, normally what you'd get in a typical first aid kit. What else is in there? No, I think that's pretty much it. So like I say, I obviously don't have everything, but I think I've got most bases covered. If you know of anything in the comments below you think I should definitely have, then let me know. But I think I've got lots of stuff and lots of spares. So that's it for now. So we'll carry on with our work, and then like I say, I'll show you a little bit of boot training later. Okay, so we're more than halfway through our shift now, and the weather's been nice today. I've been able to get out and do some bits and pieces. Now I've just filmed some boot etiquette. So it's more boot etiquette than it is anything else for the dogs. So with this job, obviously you are seen as a dog handler. You're more of a professional than you are just someone with a dog. So although you want to act professional, you also want your dog to act professional as well. There'll be nothing worse than turning up to a site and you open your boot, open the cage, and the dog comes bursting out. Now obviously that has its problems if, let's say, there's someone that's encroached behind you and the dog flies out. Obviously they come within striking distance. Now he's going to kill me if I get it wrong, but I think you need a 10-foot clearance around you. So when you get your dog out, you check down the sides of your car, make sure that there's no one coming, look around behind you, and make sure you've at least got about 10 foot of clearance. Then you say dog out, and then the dog will come out, and then you want him just to stay close to you and not try and drag you off. So the way in which I've tried to do it with him is that he steps out, because he has to step out of the cage in order for me just to put his lead on, but he won't jump out. He'll step out, wait for me to put the lead on. I'll say okay, out. Once I've checked, out, and then he'll come down, and then he should spin round and be pretty close to me. I've tried to do it with a sit, but as long as he's standing or he's sitting next to me and he's not off doing something, then I'm quite happy with that. And then especially what I've done at home is that I've done it off lead with him when I'm at home, is that I'll get him to jump out. He'll normally have a shake, and then he'll sit next to me, and then it's not until I've shut the boot and then I say okay, and then that's when he's free. So with here, I'll let him step out, put the lead on, and then he'll jump out, hopefully sit, but as long as he's around the side of me, let me put down the boot, and then you'll see in the video he looks at me and I say okay, go on then, and then we go off to do our patrol. So like I say, this is not something that you'll need to pass your NASDO, but in order for you to look as professional as you can and for your dog to look professional as you can, it's really handy to have and very easy to train as well. So if you've got a dog, it doesn't matter what dog it is, if you've got any dog, doing that procedure and getting them into it all the time, then that's the best way. Getting in, I open up the boot, I open the cage, he waits, I say in, and he jumps in. Once he's in the cage, take the lead off, shut the cage. Very simple, very easy, and like I say, if you, no matter what dog you've got, it'll help anywhere, but especially with working dogs and this kind of work, it just makes you look a little bit more professional than maybe some other people. So give it a go. Right, well, so we're just at site now, so about an hour and a half into the shift. I spent a fair bit of time talking to the night shift guy before he left. Nothing's really happened, but we was just having a chat about working as dog handlers and the pluses and minuses and the different types of jobs you can get. It's been quite interesting talking to the guys that are obviously experienced dog handlers to find out the different types of jobs. This one's a pretty nice one, to be honest, and it probably will be today. So I've probably got another 2 hours, 2.5 hours, no, 3 hours, 3 hours until the rain's going to hit, and apparently it's going to be very wet and windy this afternoon. And then tomorrow's going to be snow, and possibly Monday's going to be snow as well. So luckily I'm only working the day shift today. But the first thing we need to do is we need to have some breakfast, have some food. And today's delicacies is a pain au chocolat, there's some Christmas cake, a couple of Capri Suns, banana orange, couple of Cokes, there's some bagel, I think that's cheese and ham bagel, some muffins, and a couple of packets of crisps. So I should have plenty of food today. Probably tuck into the pain au chocolat in a minute for some breakfast. Saturday's obviously a decent day for TV if you're a sports fan. There's some football going on. I'm going to have some breakfast, and then like I say, I've only got a few hours, so I'll probably wrap this video up pretty soon. Okay, so we are now, I don't know, just over halfway through the shift. The rain's just starting now. I think it's going to be a bit of a wet afternoon, so I'll wrap this video up. There's a couple of things I've forgotten through this video. Something else that I do have in here are AIs, assignment instructions, and also a report book for me to fill out if there's issues, etc. Getting the dog in and out of the boot. A couple of things you would also check. You'd also make sure that your lead's not broken, make sure that's all, and make sure any equipment you're going to use on the dog hasn't gone faulty or isn't faulty. You do that every time that you get the dog out. So out of the two, which do I prefer, the night shift or the day shift? The day shift has a little bit more going on, time passes a little bit quicker. As silly as it sounds, even just watching a squirrel run around the car park, or some birds flying around, or just a few people, just seems to make the day go a bit quicker. It not necessarily having to talk to me, just sort of being able to people watch and animal watch, it just sort of breaks up. So I think they both have their good and bad parts. The main thing that I think makes days better than nights is that when you finish here you can go home and have a hot meal. When you do night shifts and you get home at breakfast time, you're not going to eat like a nice hot meal. So the day shift has its advantage of having a nice main meal in the evening. So, and I asked you at the beginning of the question to name for SIA to name 3 bits of PPE that a security guard would have. My main 3 would be a high vis, a body cam, and also a torch. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do some product reviews on this torch and this body cam. I spoke to someone before buying this equipment to see which ones were best, because just looking around you can buy cheaper stuff than this that's not as good. When I first got into this, I decided that I was going to buy good stuff from the start rather than buying mid-range stuff and then in a few months having to get better stuff. So if you want me to do a product review on the torch and my body cam, I can do, just let me know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Like I say, the boot stuff's easy to train. Just this afternoon, well just today, we've been doing a little bit of tug work, but now the rain's set in, so we're going to kind of hunker down and I'm going to watch a bit of football. We're going to do our patrols, keep an eye out for stuff. But there's no point in us getting out and doing training and both getting wet, because neither of us get anything out of it. So if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and as for now, I will see you in the next one. See you later. Cheers for watching. Bye.